Yeah, I posted MVI 5118. Delta Captain got locked out of the cockpit. And I talked about how that aircraft landed safely thanks to the skill of the co-pilot. What people need to understand is that a co-pilot is as qualified, if not possibly even more so, than the captain. The way the airlines work, they all work off of seniority. So you could have a military pilot, for example, that flew B-2 bombers, and if he joins the airlines, he's going to be a co-pilot, which seems to be a little bit out of balance, but that's really how it works. Another case, one of the viewers made an interesting comment that I wanted to share along with my response. He wrote, "Hi Gabe, thanks for the video. Good thing he could trust that co-pilot. Would have been a different story if the co-pilot was an unknown to the pilot, in parentheses, foreigner slated to fly with them. The pilot would have freaked, exclamation mark." I wrote back, "Joe, you mean if the co-pilot was of Middle Eastern descent? Sadly, you can't tell any longer with their outward appearance. Take John Brennan, the CIA director. He is, so they say, a follower of Islam. You know, that quote-unquote peaceful and loving cult that they try to pass off as a religion. And again, I'm not trying to freak anyone out, but how do you tell them apart? You've got Caucasians, Americans, like John Brennan, that once again they say is a convert to Islam. I don't believe he's the only one in Obama's administration that might have gone over to the other side. For all I know, the speaker might have done the same. Pelosi, I mean, you know, she's a whacked out, drugged out, who knows what. So you can't tell. And if that would have been a follower of Islam at the controls, well, we'd be talking about a different event, possibly a different event. You know, there was a flight coming across from Europe, I believe it was about 10 years ago, and I know I did a video on this, where the captain was screaming Al Akbar as he was diving a fully loaded passenger jet into the Atlantic Ocean. Everyone was killed on board. They didn't know what caused the crash until the voice recorder was recovered. And then you could hear him screaming. The same kind of screams that the Fort Hood shooter, you know, the guy that they said was workplace violence incidents, Major Nadal Hassan, screaming, Allah Akbar. It's completely crazy. I mean, you just never know, do you? Scary, is it not? Damn scary, I think. You can't tell who's who anymore. They don't have to look like Obama, an Arab. They could look like me. They should be so lucky to look like me, huh? All kidding aside, you can't tell them apart. That's what's real scary. That's sort of what I think. What do you think?